deep. You are deep. You are deep. So listen, we're going to have some fun this evening, and I wanted to make sure that I bring you guys my amazing coach. And I'm going to just tell y'all, some of you guys will be like me. The first time that I heard her speak, I was so fired up and so like blown away by the information. And then life happened. So I had to like take a back seat. So I'm triple gazillion quadruple times excited because I'm at a great place in life. And so now I can actually do things. And what I know for sure about my media coach is that I know her clients, first of all. I know clients that have worked with her. And when you just do what the coach says do, somebody say, do what the coach says do. Can I hear y'all say that real quick?
Do what the coach says do.
I'm just saying. So let me just tell y'all. I sent an email out earlier today, and I talked about the fact that when I started coaching with Lisa Nichols, how many guys know, like, love Lisa Nichols? Anybody? Any Lisa Nichols fans in the house? So y'all know that's my tea, right? And so one thing that we love about the coach, the speaker, the woman of the hour who is going to be presenting to us is that she's advised, she's coached, she's gotten Lisa Nichols booked. So like, like this is like, Lisa Nichols been on everything. Oprah, Dr. Phil. I'm just saying, we dealing with some greatness here. But I will tell you, the first time I started coaching with her, she pointed out to me that my mindset was in the wrong place because I was so busy thinking about who I was not. How many of you guys know that who you think you're not will keep you stuck?
Yeah.
Because every time you go to do something, you'll hear that little voice that say, well, you don't have enough following. Oh, you don't know your story. Or you're not the right look, size, shape, whatever. Like all of these little things. And if you really think about them, aren't those silly reasons? Those are silly reasons to not get our message out there. And so I 1,000,000,000% connect with Tej Mercer because I believe that, first of all, I'm not concerned or at fear about any of you guys because I only attracts like. So I know that you guys are here and you want to be change agents. You are change agents. And so I thought, okay, this is the perfect partnership because I know Tej, first of all, not only she works in Hollywood. Somebody say Hollywood. She works in like the real deal Hollywood, like Kevin Hart, who just has a #1 movie this weekend. Hello, we have her Genius. Okay, like big names, right? And it's not because of names, but you don't get connected to projects like that if you aren't the bomb, the secret sauce. And so I wanted to bring her because I know for sure one thing that Lisa Nichols taught me is that I kept trying to like start my business, this new phase, this new leg of my business. How many guys are like at a new phase? You know, you need to go bigger, get louder. You're still developing your message, or you haven't and you need to go crazy, like get seen everywhere, right? And so Lisa was telling me like, yo, it's your job. It's your job to book yourself. I was like, what do you mean? And she started telling me all these stories about how she would literally call all these people. She said phone book and Rolodex. She was like, Keisha, you got to pull out your phone book and you got to pull out your Rolodex. And that's now we don't got phone books and Rolodexes today. But what we have is Tej Mercer, okay? And she's going to show us how to craft pitches. She's going to talk to us. What is it like? What do you think you need that you actually don't need? What are the things that people say that aren't true? What are the myths that we can break through tonight? So this is a masterclass on how to make the media want you, okay? And we're dealing with a veteran, okay? We ain't dealing with somebody who thought about it, made about. Nah, she like currently is in Hollywood. They love her, and she's bringing us the secrets, okay? So take out your pens and papers. If I can see you, let me see you wave your pens. Drop me some pen emojis in the chat. Listen, I'm going to be monitoring the chat for questions. Live stream. If you ain't registered, I ain't going to fuss at you. I'm going to just drop the link so you can make sure you register. So if you're on live stream, you're just Facebook, YouTube, you're going to Instagram, you're just going to hear, okay? So if you want to actually see what she's posting, just get the link from me. Tell me to give you the link and I'll send you the link, all right? So introducing The media maverick who has brought so many people to the public, you guys. I'm talking about public big names. Good Morning America. It's no longer a dream to go, I wish I was. She's like, no, you are good enough. And I got the formula and I'm bringing it to you. 20 plus years in Hollywood. Introducing Tej Mercer. Y'all make some noise for my coach. Make some noise. Make some noise.
Hey everybody, you know what? I want to just travel with Lakeisha and keep looking because Lakeisha gives the best intros. I'm like, wait, who's she talking about? Oh wait, it's not me. Like, ooh, that shit sound dope. I love it. I'm so excited. I always love teaching Lakeisha's community because you guys are action takers, mountain movers. Y'all don't play. And it has always been fun watching some of you just kind of do your thing based on what I teach. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I got a lot of ground to cover. And Keisha knows I don't play when it comes to this. This is not a webinar of fluff. You know, I'm going, by the time you leave, being with me in about 90 minutes, you will have some clear ideas of what your next move is.
That part.
Wow. Is that okay with you? I'm getting my window set up so I can see the chat and see
louder.
Can you not hear me?
It's I can hear you real quiet. Maybe it's me.
Is that everybody else's story? Keisha, can you hear me okay?
Oh, that's better. Whatever you just did, got better.
I think you did something and you went a little louder. But it's not like super dim, but it could be a little louder.
It can be louder. I didn't touch anything. Well,
I think you leaned forward. So maybe maybe it was just a lean forward.
Okay, so let me
there you go.
Because that's better?
Yep.
Much better. Okay. It's interesting because this is my normal setup and I didn't touch anything. But if it's good, if y'all say it's good, do I need to still try to crank it up a little more? Y'all
good.
Good now.
You good. Teach, coach.
Okay. All right. So let's go. So we are going to spend time actually showing you how to make the media want you. So who here has a business book or brand that you need to get the media to take notice? Who is that? Put it in the chat. Who has been watched other experts be on the media and you sitting there looking at like, well, I could do that. And then if somebody's here who has reached out to the media before and you got nothing but crickets, you are in the right place to be. Mom Amigo says her book is almost done. Again, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's me, Katia, me, Mary Mom, me. Okay, good. If you've done interviews and you don't feel like you've nailed it, or I tend to also attract quite a bit of people who have been burned by publicists. They've invested thousands of dollars from publicists and have nothing to show for it. You should be listening to me because I am going to show you how I made noise all across the country, booking myself. I didn't leverage any of my Hollywood connections, booking myself using nothing but my laptop and my cell phone. That's it. That was before tablets, was popular too. So I had my laptop and my cell phone. Plus, we're going to cover how in 1 week, I got a call from ESPN Radio in New Orleans offering me a weekly segment. I got a call from BET Her, which used to be Centric, where they wanted me to be on their new show called The Round. Think of it like TED Talk for Black women. I was supposed to be the 6th episode. I ended up getting bumped to being the very premiere episode. And in TV terms, that's huge when they want you to launch the series. And to date, my episode was still the highest rated of the series. And in 1 week, that same week, I got a call from an event that will be held at the United Nations. And the only reason I didn't get to do that event is because my 8-month-old niece passed. When I landed in New York, before I got off the plane, you know how you turn on your phone, I had messages that my 8-month-old niece had passed. So I didn't even leave the airport. I got the next flight down to Louisiana. But the call came, the offer came. And so that's what we're going to cover. So here's how we're going to spend our time tonight. I'm going to hit you with 8 secrets to make the media want you. And I'm going to hit the first 5 really, really quickly. Okay. Then I will drill down in the remaining secrets. Then I'm going to invite you to come play and get some more TJ in your life. You want to get some TJ in your life if you're serious about media. And then I have a surprise worth about $12,000 for one lucky person. And I see that person is here. That always relieves me when I see the person is actually in the building. So I would encourage you to hang on to the end because you're going to want this surprise. And then I'm going to show you the biggest secret that will change the game for you and that actually can have you on TV in less than 24 hours. You will see as we go through these things, I will always give you receipts of everything that I teach so that you can see for yourself it is applicable to something and how you can do this too. And then if we have time, we will hit a Q&A where I'll hang around for you to ask me anything, because once I wrap the webinar, I'm off to the next thing and I become another moving target. So for these, 90 minutes, 2 hours, use me. So write your questions down because it will be hard to pin me down later. I'm kind of booked and swamped. So I'm just keeping it real, keeping it honest with you. So no question is a silly question. I'm the expert in this game tonight. So you get to take your capes off and get access to whatever you need to ask me. Feel free to take as many screenshots as you, who is that say what in 24 hours? Yes, Stephanie, honey, I'm gonna show you the receipt. I'm gonna show you the receipts and then take screenshots because we are going to move fast. Because like I said, this is not a webinar. Get your mouth together, Teach. This is not a webinar. I was going to say virtual masterclass and I was going to say a webinar. And so it just combined together, but it's not fluff. I really come to actually show you how you can start positioning yourself so the media will want you. So I'm just going to touch on these because like I said, Lakeisha gives the best intros, but I am known as the walking explanation point. I don't really know why, because I feel like I'm so subdued and calm, not excited about anything, but you do have to know that if you choose to follow me on social media, I write long Facebook posts because I'm a storyteller. So I tell stories. So right, Keisha, I see you, right? Like I write long Facebook posts because I take you on a journey of stories. And I am a loud, proud, insufferable, obnoxious graduate of the Howard University. I am a Howard girl. I will get on your last nerves about my alma mater. And as a result of me being a proud grad, last year during the pandemic, when graduations were beginning to get canceled, I and my bingo team created a virtual bingo called HBCU Bingo, where in less than a month, we raised over $1 million in cash and prizes for the 2020 grads of HBCUs. And we gave, I see, who is it? Katia cheering. I like me some Katia.
I'm like, can we pause and make some noise? $1 million? Come on.
$1 million in cash and prizes. And we gave it away in a series of epic bingo games that went on for 4 nights straight.
Wow.
And it was for the 2020 grads at HBCU. So I'm unapologetic about my love of all HBCUs. Keisha will tell you I am the world's greatest hugger. I have receipts to back that up too.
Seriously.
But most importantly for you guys, I am the beast in the media streets. You will never hear me play that down. I will never back away from that because like I said, I'm always come with receipts. I am not a publicist. I don't want to be a publicist, have no interest in being a publicist. I actually have a publicist. I would say I'm more of what's called a TV booker. I drill down my genius and use my 25 years to show you how to land TV. Okay. So understand this is not a knock to publicists at all. Matter of fact, my publicist and I work hand in hand because I'm really good at what I do, and so is she. So it makes a great synergy. So be prepared, though, that even though I'm not a publicist, you are going to cash these receipts so that you can see how to do this for yourself. All right. And the reason why I think Keisha has been very clear why you should listen to me is that I did spend 25 years working on some of the biggest shows and film projects in the game. I love my career. God really knew what he was doing when he had me pretty much touch every aspect of the entertainment in TV and film. So this is just a smidgen. It's just a smidgen. Who is that saying she loved me already? Hey, Lady Dr. P. I love you too, girl. But this is just a smidgen of what I've been allowed to do over the last 25 years. And my highlights at the end of my career was when I was the behind the scenes producer for Night School, which was $100 million comedy of 2018, where I got to work with Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, as well as I rolled right into Shaft, 2019's version of Shaft, where I got to work with the Samuel L. Jackson every day. And if you hadn't been called an MF by Samuel L. Jackson, you have not lived. And if we have time at the end and somebody reminds me, I will tell you the story of Sam Jackson calling me an MF on the very first day that I met him. So if we have time and there's not a lot of questions, I'll be happy to share that story with you because people love it and I do too. Because who else is walking around, with a story about Sam Jackson calling that? But the reason why I wanted to drop my creds is that I need you to trust me. So have I earned your trust? If Lakeisha had not put her name by me, Dr. P, would you rock with me? Penelon, will you rock with me? Regan, you gonna hang and rock with me? Whitney? Marymount says, sure. Penelon says, I'm so blessed to be here today. Thank you, yes. Pink says, yes, no doubt. All right, because here's the thing. I suck at a lot of things, but media ain't one. Y'all actually can't see it, but my assistant is here actually cleaning out the microwave because I suck at cooking. She's literally right now over here cleaning out the microwave because I suck at cooking. I suck at really anything domestic. But what you won't ever take away from me is this media game. So I hold on to it because I suck at so many other things that the things I'm good at, I'm going to hold on to it. So, Sharika, Whitney, what would you do? What would you do, Mom Amigo, if you got a call from any of these outlets, from Dr. Oz Show, The Real, Tamara Hall? Would you be able to say that you could say yes and know that you can rock it? Like, without a doubt, that
I know I could rock it. I've been on TV. I've been on interviews many times in Puerto Rico in Spanish, and I barely spoke the language, but I had to do it. So I said, have my little note cards. I just did it. And I might not know what I'm selling yet, but I can speak. And I love women, and I love to help them get up, get out, and get on with it. I'm writing my post in my book. It's not ready, but I can speak. I'm ready.
What about you? What about you, Dr. P? What about you? You can type it in the chat. Would you be able to say yes unapologetically?
Well, probably not unapologetically, but I would try.
Okay. Good. I wouldn't want any of you to say no. What I would want you to do is say yes and then call TJ. Because here's the thing you need to understand. TV is only 3 to 5 minutes. You do, unless you're doing like a big national show, and even sometimes those are even shorter. So you do not have time to dilly-dally. And the producers are not concerned about your sales, your book sales, or how many clients are potentially coming back. They aren't concerned about that. They only are concerned about those 3 to 5 minutes. So you have to show up powerfully, Katya and Tamara, in those 3 to 5 minutes. Okay? 70 says, I would have you on speed. I would have you on speed dial.
That's
I love
smart.
it. All right. So let's hit the first 5 secrets. You ready? You ready? Let's hit the first 5. Like I said, the first 5, I'm going to just hit and get out, and then we're going to drill down on the remaining ones. So the first 5 is, first one is serve, not promote. Serve, not promote. Many of you know Lakeisha. Many of you know that we share Lisa Nichols as a coach. What is Lisa big on? Serving people.
Mm-hmm.
So the same translates to when you're headed over into the media. No producer is interested in just handing their platform over to you for you to just come on and promote your book, promote your latest film, promote your music. Celebrities can get away with that, but not everyday people like us. So you have to think about, if you have a book, I think it was Mama Migo that was said her book is almost finished. When you're looking at your book, you're looking at what problem does your book solve? What chapter, what aspect does your book solve? Regan, if you have books, it is what problem does your book solve for the audience? And then you go after solving that problem and showing yourself, Christina, as the solution to somebody's problem, the answer to their prayer. Let me show you an example. So I caught this on Instagram one day. It was on the host of a Houston TV show. Okay. And so this person is in the comments of her original post, and it says, "Hello, I sent you a message about my wife's beauty brand. We are an African-American couple based right here in Houston, Texas, and wanted to get more information on how we visit your show. We love it and we watch it mostly every day. And we would like to introduce you to our beauty brand and tell you more about it." What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
She didn't tell me what she would do for them.
Selling, not serving.
Exactly. It was all about what they wanted to do. We want to come on the show. We want to introduce. That's a given. You don't have to say that. Don't waste time saying that. Tell them, how does your beauty brand solve the problem? Because here's the thing. You got Rihanna's beauty brand. You got MAC, Estee Lauder. You got all of these other beauty brands that are way more high profile. What is going to set you apart from your beauty brand from those is, one, the good thing is they are Houston native. So that is good, or Houston local. But we then got to even drill it down a little further and talk about, well, my beauty, my products are all natural, no animal based. They have saved Black women hundreds of hours of pain because it prevents blemishes while they're painting their toenails and skydiving. I don't know, whatever it is, that just makes it, that stands out. You can basket, our lotion on your basket weaving products. I don't know, just whatever that is, okay, that makes you stand out so that you are serving the audience. And then two, you do not need a huge social media following. You just don't. If you can back up that you are who you say you are and do what you say you can do, yes, social media proof is good and necessary, but it is not a must-have for you to get booked on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. And you don't have to be a celebrity. I am not a celebrity. Yet I booked myself starting out. I booked myself like that. And I didn't use my Hollywood connections because I wanted to make sure it could be done without having tons of me. You don't need a publicist to book yourself. I'm going to hit you with all kinds of receipts of my clients or people that I know that have done this. And then you absolutely don't need tons of insider connections. I just said to you, I purposefully would not let my friends help me because I needed to be able to prove that people like Katya and Penelon and I have no idea how to Keisha, how you pronounce this beautiful name? You don't know either. It looks like your face is okay. You know your name. It's QUE. You know your name. I'm talking to you too. But you don't need tons of insider connections because Keisha has brought the one insider connection you need, and that's me. I'm going to give you the game, okay? And here's, just my Media Maverick wall. All of these people book themselves. And this is not even a quarter of my Mavericks. It's not even an eighth. All of them book themselves based on what I teach. Folks like Jacqueline Miller, known as the Get Your Life Strategist. She booked herself on NBC Upstate New York before she even finished my do-it-yourself publicity program. Keandra Jackson, she is all over the place now. The doctors, and I can't keep up with Keandra, but she booked herself. None of these people coached with me one-on-one. They booked themselves, and they booked themselves using my 7-step Maverick method. And some of the next 3 secrets are coming straight out of this program, because I told you I'm not coming with fluff. Because what I want you to understand, and some of you may even know, has anybody tried to go for a publicist? Because some of you may even have tried this and know this, that a publicist is going to run you about $2,500 to $6,000 a month, Danielle. And there's no guarantees that they're going to book you. So you're going to risk being burned. And they're going to require that you have a 3-month retainer.
Yep, that's true.
And then you have to understand that once a publicist books you, their job is done, Sue. Bianca, when they book you on ABC, NBC, their job is essentially done. They are not responsible for what comes out of your mouth, Jewel. So what happens is they've booked you, and then now you still may not rock your genius well because you don't know what needs to come out of your mouth. The beauty of having someone like me in front of you is I produce TV. So I know what makes a good segment. So I give you the inside of what it looks like from behind the camera. And then I've been on TV tons of times and done too many interviews to count that I know what needs to come in front of the camera. All right? So here's two ways that usually people rock with me. I'm just going to lay this so that if you weren't planning on leaning in, this is why I want you to really lean in. So on my book, my media tour level, that is my top tier level, that if I take you on as a client, I guarantee, because remember I told you, I'm not a publicist, I'm a booker, but I guarantee that if I take you on as a client, I'm going to book you at least 3 times on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, or CW, at least 3 times somewhere in the country. And I'm going to then craft what comes out your mouth with you.
Wow.
So I craft your segment, I craft your pitch, I write your pitch, I pitch your pitch. And then once I confirm you are booked, then you work one-on-one with me of what comes out of your mouth. Now, listen, I ain't cheap. I'm going to tell you, that is a $20,000 investment, but I'm guaranteeing you, and my clients love me. I just opened up my roster again, and I'm already halfway to capacity. So it's for those of you who can rock on that level, great. But everything that I do on that level, I teach in my do-it-yourself. So if you've got a little more time than you have budget, this is why I'm saying I need you to pay attention, because what I do, I actually teach you. All right, so secret number 6, Keisha, secret number 6 is Dream National, but act local. Dream national, but act local. What do you mean by that, Tej? So in every city, there's an ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CW. Good Morning America is an ABC show. The Today Show is an NBC show. CBS This Morning, Bianca, is a CBS show. Now, Fox and the CW, Juliet, don't necessarily have local, they don't have national shows, okay? But they do have Good Morning Seattle, Waking Up San Francisco, It's a Beautiful Day in Biloxi. They have those. Now, catch this. If you're going after the national level and you have not done something so stupendous where they noticed you, this is a good way to then start prepping and positioning yourself. Good Morning America is not going to necessarily have you on as a guest without you being able to show proof, Penelyn, that you can actually handle national. Mm-hmm. They're going to want to know what other local shows have you done. So here comes the receipt. I pitched my client for Sister Circle. She was one of my BMMT clients, my Book My Media Tour clients. This was the immediate response. Well, first of all, we're just going to celebrate that I write pitches that actually get responses from producers. That's the first thing I'm going to drop with y'all. But this was the immediate response that I told you I suck at a lot of things, but media one. So I'm going to always celebrate myself. I don't need y'all to celebrate me when I do something good. They wanted to know, do you have any video links of appearances on other shows? That was the very first response. Of course, she did, because I had been booking her. She ultimately ended up on Sister Circle. Dream national and act local. Now, let me peel it back a little more. New York is number one, is the number one market. LA is number 2. Chicago's 3. Philly's 4. Dallas is 5. Okay, in terms of the largest markets. Even those markets are going to want you to show that you can handle the smaller markets. So if you approach a higher market, there's a good chance that you're going to get this response. And this is when I was pitching myself in Los Angeles, where I used to live for 25 years. I sent my pitch. She says press release. She means pitch. I don't write press releases. I write bomb pitches. So press release is only as good as your follow-up, but your pitch is more targeted. So I write bomb pitches. But her response was, your press release looks good, looks great. Do you have any links of any on-camera appearances you've made? If so, I would definitely add them. Our executive producer likes to know that you've been on TV before and have great on-camera presence, and we both know you do. So you're seeing they still want me to show other smaller markets. I see you, Miss Mary Ma. I see you. Know it's clicking in it. It's clicking. I see you, girl. So they want you to show that you still can handle the higher market. Now, here's the yummy part. Catch this. It doesn't matter. Christina, you listening? You listening? Okay. It doesn't matter whether you do ABC New York or ABC Albuquerque. You still have earned as seen on ABC. So now, because you've earned those logos, I call it go for the logos. You've earned it. Those need to go on your website, Whitney, so that when a potential customer or client, Tamara, comes to your website and they're comparing you to others who are in the same lane or industry as yours, but they come and they see your website has Mary Ma has been on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. Their competitor's website, your competitor's website doesn't have not nan logo. Who do you think they're going to go with? If you were to go to my website right now, MediaMavericks.tv, one of the first things you're going to see is I'm going to knock the hell out of you with all of my logos that either I have done or my clients. Because I need you to know that as you go through my website, I ain't here for play. You are dealing with someone who has receipts and results. That is what I want for you. Okay? Dream national and act local.
Listen, I enrolled in TV course Roughly 8 days ago, maybe 9 days ago. And let me just tell you, this past weekend, which was 4 days ago, I decided to jump into the literature that TJ provided to us in the course. And I tell you guys, I started putting into action. But one thing that clearly stood out that she said was, whatever you do, don't start in the markets from 1 to 29. Start at 30 and below. So what I did, there's a list in the material that she provides her students. So I took a look at the list and I was like, where am I going to be the rest of the year? And I knew that I was going to be in a couple of cities, not in my hometown. So I decided to reach out to producers. I also listened to the videotapes that she has in the material as far as how to call, when to call, what are some of the questions that you should ask. But forget about all that. Let me just share the results because that's what's so important. In 8 days, 9 days, ladies and gentlemen, I was confirmed by the producer of a television show in Cleveland, Ohio, NBC Channel 3, and then probably about 3 hours later, I was booked on a radio show. So I thought the day was over, but the day wasn't over. Then I got another call to book me for a podcast show. And then I got another call after that for another podcast show.
So didn't I tell you I was going to hit you with receipts? That's Dr. Cosette White. She's known as a financial physician. She's actually based in Los Angeles. So remember how I said I want you to dream national and act local? Remember that? Duana, you remember that? Well, Dr. Cosette was making so much noise on the local level that the national CBS this morning came knocking. See, Penelope, see, y'all getting it? I love it when it's clicking. I love it. It's clicking. So CBS came knocking. They came knocking. Remember when the lottery was $1 billion and everybody was playing and they, people wanted to know, what to do. So CBS this morning wanted to hear from a tax professional on what the $1 billion winner should do.
That's amazing.
She had less than 2 hour notice to be fully prepped and in the studio and ready to go. Could she do it? Absolutely. Why? Because she had been doing local up until that point. Oh, but wait, it gets better. She still was making so much noise that Fox in Sacramento, I believe, came knocking. And now she had a weekly segment or bi-weekly segment, weekly or bi-weekly. It don't matter. But she was on there so regular that her presence became familiar. What's happening? People are beginning to trust her.
That part.
So what's happening? Who are they calling? Her business has expanded because Fox is saying she's an expert.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all know that's juicy. That's juicy. I don't care what you say if you apply that formula. All right, secret number 7. Be a guest, put the magic to the test. I change the lyrics every time I see that song because I don't know what the lyrics are. But y'all probably know if you got kids, I'm sure y'all know it and know it real well from Beauty and the Beast. So be a guest first. If you were to go right now to these national shows, you would see a section of their websites that have be a part of the show, be a guest on the show. And so, for example, Kelly Clarkson is looking for first responders. The Real is looking for busy moms. Let's see what else we got. Tamron Hall is looking for people who have special people in their life that they want to show acts of kindness. Rachel Ray is looking for people who want to propose. What I want you to do, Tamara, what I want you to do is you go check out these shows and see what you qualify for. Pendleton says, this is so bad. I told you, girl, I wasn't coming with fluff. You didn't believe me? So I want you to go to these sites and see what you qualify for. Then I want you to apply. Because here's what's happening. Shows on this level, they're going to communicate with you for about 3 months. of back and forth. So for example, when I have a mini media maverick, she's 9, and Steve Harvey wanted her for their segment Extraordinary Kids. It was about a 3-month window of them constantly talking to her mother, from point of contact to being on the show. It's about 3 months. So what is happening? Janice, what do you think is happening? A relationship is being formed. Okay? A relationship is being formed. So the producer is getting to know you, you getting to know the producer. So what I want you to do is, after you actually rock your interview, after you appear on the show, you then pitch them something that's in your lane of genius. You got me, Q? Right now, I'm just going to call you Q until you correct me otherwise, but you know your name. I'm talking to you. Is it Shakita? Is it Shakita Holly? Oh, you cute girl. Hey, Shakita. So what I want you to do is pitch that producer after they get to know you. Now, y'all want the receipt for that, and that works? Told you, I'm going to always have the receipts for you. This is Tara Kennedy Klein. Yes, okay, Shakita said yes, that's her name. Good, you cute. So Tara Kennedy Klein is a in-your-face parenting expert. She actually applied to be on Dr. Oz for a segment on moms who lose weight on vacation. Queen. Okay, see, I said you need to come and correct me. Queen, got it. See, I can stop calling you by your wrong name. So Tara somehow is a mom that loses weight on vacation. I don't know how she does that, but you know, hey, it works, it works. If I look at an Oreo, I'm gonna gain 10 pounds. So when Tara told me that they actually, y'all don't know, Takesha, did you warn them? Because I stepped away from my computer. Did you warn them that TJ don't have good sense? Did you actually warn them now?
I didn't, but it's all good because they know me. I don't have none either, T.
I was getting ready to say, you ain't wrapped too tight either. So, I mean, if they accept and embrace you, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. So, I tell Tara, I want her to pitch a segment on summertime is coming. How can parents get their kids to unplug from technology, right? That's what I told her I wanted her to do. She landed on the show. She rocked it, which I knew she would. She pitched the segment, and they loved it. Are y'all surprised? Come on now. I sucked at a lot of things, but media ain't one. I'm telling y'all that. They loved it. However, she pitched it towards the end of the season, and they would get ready to go on summer break. And for some reason, she got scared. Yeah, and don't look at Tara wrong, because y'all know y'all sometimes get that negative chatter, and it overrides, and then imposter syndrome pops up, and you start thinking all this crazy stuff.
Yep.
That's what happened with Tara.
That's fact.
Let me tell you something. How I know this was a bomb segment. I came home that summer. I came home, and I turned on the TV, and it was on Access Hollywood Live, which I used to work on Access Hollywood. Told you, I'm not one insider connection you need. I know this stuff. So I'm looking at the TV, and what segment? Kaya, what segment do you think that they were actually playing at that time? How parents can get their kids to unplug from technology in the summer. Boom! The exact segment I told her to pitch. She learned a valuable lesson. First of all, don't let the negative chatter get overwhelming to shut you down. And 2, listen to my coach, because I know stuff.
Wow.
All right. Was that good? Was that good? Y'all
good.
take notes? Y'all still taking notes? Okay, good. Secret number 8. Now we're going to turn the corner, and we're going to actually teach you how to crush your interview. Crush your interview. The key to crushing your interview is, Stephen says, yes, you will have your ass handed to you if you don't. Yes, you will. And the way to avoid doing that is to show up with spunk. Show up with spunk. I see a really pretty name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Karika, Sharika, Karika, Tell me how to pronounce it in the chat for me so I can love on you too, because I want to make sure I love on as many of you as I can see and pronounce. So type it in the chat for me. Or somebody else knows how to, because she may be so busy taking notes, which is probably the case. So somebody else knows how to pronounce her name. And then I see Media, or is that how you pronounce it? Media is what's on the screen. I don't know what that means. Sharika, got it. Okay, so I got Sharika and I got Queen. Okay, see, I was in the ballpark. I think I said that. No, maybe I didn't. All right, so how to show up with your interview is you're going to show up with spunk. S, show up with sparkle. I think by now it is clear to everybody that I love talking about media. I love talking about me. Miss Mary says you are amazing. Oh, girl, don't be messing with my flow with the compliments. But come on, so come on. No, I'm just kidding. You're messing with my flow. So I'm trying to tell the people how to show up with sparkle. So no matter what platform I'm on, I'm always going to show up with sparkle, especially when I'm talking to media. Yep. So, Dr. Priscilla, I don't care if you're on TV. I don't care, Duana, I don't care if you're doing a radio interview. Whitney, I don't care if you're doing a phone interview that's going to be translated into print. It should be evident that you love talking about your genius and that you're good at it, Penelon, regardless of what platform it is. Even if it's a Facebook Live. When I go live, which, Lakeisha has been on my butt. I need to go live more. But when I do go, it's clear I love what I'm talking about.
That's true.
Oh,
that's true.
All right. And then P. Oh, wait, I forgot I slid this in there. So this just happened. I was at a conference from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And for those of you who are like hip hop fans, David Banner was one of the speakers. And David killed the game. Like, he is the epitome of showing up with sparkle. I had front row seats. And you can tell he loves talking about Black business, Black empowerment.
Yes.
He is the epitome.
I love him.
Of showing up with sparkle. I need that to come out of you, Sharika, when you're showing up and talking about your lane of genius. And so you definitely want to show up prepared. So I think for now it's all women here, but men, if you listening too, this is for you. Oh, D. Hi, D. Oh, you were there virtually. Yes. Wasn't he the bomb? Okay, so I don't mean prepared of making sure that your earrings pick up the fuchsia in your dress, as women we do. We coordinate. Or that you dyed your hair purple to match your shoes. Christina, you be going that far too. So I'm just saying, I'm not talking about that kind of prepared. I'm talking about being so prepared that if I called you, if you messed around and made a mistake and gave me your number, Dr. P, then I should be able to call you at 3 a.m. in the morning and you regurgitate your talking points.
Come on.
Mom, amigo, if I tell you to give me the first letter of your acronym, you should be able to then tell me it on demand.
Yeah.
Because you have practiced your talking points so hard that it's in your DNA now.
Mm-hmm.
That is in your DNA. Regan, when you're doing interviews, I don't care what aspect of your brand that you're talking about. If I popped up and surprised you at your TV interview and said, Regan, I need what's the third talking point? You should be able to give it to me just like that. And that becomes in your DNA, because here's the thing. Sounding effortless, Sharika, sounding effortless, Tamara, takes effort. So you got to practice and you got to practice and you got to practice some more. If you want to sound as effortless, so that you don't sound like you're going off of memory, that it still sounds fluid.
Natural.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then you're going to show up understanding it is a partnership. It's a partnership between you and the host. Okay? That is not time for a monologue. That host is being gracious enough to have you on. So, Whitney, you have to make sure that you deliver what you came to deliver. So it is a dance between you and the host, Jewel. And then show up with nuggets of expertise, Keisha. So I'm sure many of you have years of expertise floating around in your head. I have 25 years up here.
Yep.
I'm demonstrating this even in this webinar. I structured the webinar enough that in the time that I'm allowed, I'm giving you value. But you got to keep coming back and playing with me over on my website for me to continue the dialogue with you, because I don't have time to give it to you all.
Right.
There's 7 steps in the Maverick method. I don't have time. So I got to drill down my genius into nuggets of expertise. And I practice my media clients harder for a 3 to 5 minute interview than I do for my story test, because I actually also coach speakers on how to command the audience from the stage. So I will coach a 3 to 5 minute client harder than I will have to a 45 minute keynote. Because we have to just drill it down, and it still has to be yummy sound bites. Sound bites are the talking points. They're the media, the nuggets that the media is going to devour from you. All right. This is Nikki Klug. She's a friend and a client. Nikki says, and I love this, and just like that, it's over. It always amazes me how long it takes to prepare for these TV segments and just how fast they go by. So I'm very thankful to my media coach, TJ, for teaching me how to speak in sound bites, and I'm getting better and better with speech appearance. She got so good that Home Depot came knocking for her to be a spokesman for one of their spots. She's landing clients around the country now.
She's popping.
Clients are flying her in.
That's true.
She does designing virtually, but clients are now flying her in to design for them.
Yeah.
Are you making the connection, Pink?
TJ, I want to point out, like those, you've talked about mothers, interior design. These are different types of clients, you guys. So understand, like, what's your business? It works.
Okay. And then finally, the K is you show up knowing you earned it.
Boom.
Knowing you earned it. I don't care, Queen, if you pitched yourself or Juliet, NBC came knocking for you. Whatever it is, show up knowing you earned it. You earned the right to be there. There's something about you that they see is valuable enough to expose you, Sharnique, to their audience. So that's why I want you to show up, make sure you're prepared, as well as so that you can show up knowing that you earned it. Because here is the thing, y'all, and I'd like to talk about this. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be nervous. I don't know one person, I still get nervous. I get nervous mostly when I'm doing TV, or I get nervous when I'm going in front of an audience for the first time and they have no clue who I am. I know I have to, get them to like me so that they allow me into their heart to pour into them. You're going to be nervous. So these techniques are designed so that the butterflies that are going to be in your stomach, they're going to have a meeting though. And they are going to take a vote on if they're going to all fly to the left or all going to fly to the right for the interview.
Yeah.
So that the butterflies they're still fluttering, but they're not all going in 50 million directions and you worried about trying to calm your stomach down and to what your talking points are. So show up with sparkle, Show up prepared, show up understanding it's a partnership. Danielle, show up with nuggets of your expertise. And Pink, show up knowing you earned it. That is how you show up with Spunk. All right, so let's review. Do not, you serve, not promote. Secret number 2 is you don't need a huge social media following. 3, you don't need to be a celebrity. 4, you don't need a publicist. 5, you don't need tons of insider connections. 6, dream national, act local. Dream national all day. But I need you to be in motion and acting local. And then be a guest first, which means check out those websites, check out the shows, which ones you qualify for, and then show up with Spunk. Media said, oh, am I pronouncing it right? Is it media like Media Mavericks Academy, or is it Medea or Medaya? Like, make sure I'm pronouncing it right so I can honor the name your mama gave you. So she says, thank you for being so honest and transparent. Baby, honey, I don't know how to be any other way. This is who you gonna get 24/7. So go ahead.
That is actually not my name. When I was signed in to do the password, I thought it was making me do it twice. So when I
what's your name, baby?
I was wondering why I kept saying media. I didn't know you was talking about me.
That's hilarious.
Okay, well then what's your name, non-media?
Raquel.
Raquel. Okay, nice to meet you, Raquel. So I can stop calling you media. But you can type in the right-hand corner. Let me see if I can do it so that you not media all night. Okay, so spell your Raquel.
RECQUEL.
Okay, so everybody, we now have Raquel. Okay, she's no longer media.
Hey, boo.
All right, so Dee says, thanks, Teach. This is so helpful. And the rest of y'all are laughing at Raquel, aka Media. Raquel ain't gonna let you live that down. You're gonna get off that easy around me. Come on. I was raised in a big family. Yeah, we clown and we still talk about stuff that we did 30 years ago. So you're never gonna live that down. So just deal with it. But you can do this. You know, if nothing else, I hope I've shown you up to this point, you can do this. And so I'm going to get ready to invite you to come play with me. And then I'll give you the biggest secret. So you can do this, do it yourself. You can make mistakes. You can blow your first impression, which you're going to do. And that's going to cause you to lose some opportunities. Or if you have the budget, hire publicists. I am not against publicists. And matter of fact, I am the step you go to then be ready for a publicist. My goal is to have you so busy that you need a publicist, but you got to make sure you vet them. So you're going to take the gamble of a publicist and make sure they do what they promise, but you're still going to need media training. Absolutely still going to need media training. Or you become a media maverick, which is where I told you you can become one of my media tour clients. That's where if I take you on as a client, I guarantee that I'm going to book you at least 3 times on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, or CW, Bianca, somewhere in the country. I do basically everything for you except show up for the interview. I craft your segment. I write your pitch. We send out your pitch. We do it all. And then what happens is it's a $20,000 investment. It's a $13,500 deposit. What happens is you make your deposit. You get 2 hours with me for me to just let you talk, and I'm looking at how I'm positioning you. I go away, I craft your pitch, I start getting out there. You then do not have another payment from me until I call and say, Danielle, are you available on July 29th? Because I booked you on ABC in Sacramento. When you say yes, then is when you pay your next payment. Then the second thing, when I book you on the second interview, that triggers another payment. I did it like that because, like I said, so many people are being burned by publicists who are collecting money on a monthly basis. They're not doing anything. And I needed my people to know that I am going to deliver, because if I don't get paid. But everything that I do on that level is what I teach in my 7-step Maverick method. So book my media tour is my top tier. What I'm getting ready to break down for you is my 7-step Maverick method called Media Maverick Masters. And again, look at my wall of fame. This is just a smidgen of the people who have been through this program, who have sat where you sat at some point, and now they are killing the game in the media. This is my girl T Jones. I want you to hear from her before I lay out the program for you.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl T Jones. Not to be confused, the Tej, the Maverick, the superstar, the maven of Dreamlight.
Oh, wait. I think her audio cut off, Tej. Hold on, guys. The sound has paused. But can you take a second to take the pause to digest hello? Because we've been getting some amazing info. So the sound is off. It cut off right when she said not to be confused.
Oh, okay. Wait, let me back up.
When you're trying to book.
What about there?
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Looking for people who come ready, who come a little bit more ready than most would think. If you have a book you're pushing, if you have financial advice you're pushing, if you are a fashion stylist or some kind of expert, we want you to come ready and understanding how to talk on camera. We want you to know, we want to feel like you could take over the segment at any time, because you get 4 to 5 solid good minutes in a segment, and that may seem like a short amount of time, but it's not. It's actually a long time in TV time. And so as a producer, we're constantly looking for the great sound bites. And so anybody who wants to be on television, who wants to push their business, who wants people to kind of be into what they're saying, I wouldn't suggest, I wouldn't recommend, I would demand that you come, before you come to me, that you've been through Tej, and I call her Tej, but that you've been through Media Mavericks. It's more than important that you go through Media Mavericks, because what she does and how she teaches, first of all, she's a beast at teaching it. She's a beast at getting the best out of the people that eventually want to sit in front of me and say, hey, I want to be on your show. She's a beast at getting people like me to notice her Mavericks. She's a beast at it. She is pure infotainment, top notch, top dog, pure infotainment. If you ever hear her speak, if you ever go to a seminar or a conference and you get a chance to hear Tej speak and talk about how you get booked on television, how to get from point A to point B and be ready, be media ready, media savvy, that is money, time, energy well spent. I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. I'm telling you what I know. And so I want you to understand that this woman is going to make sure that you walk away from her and go into your next level ready and prepared. And there's nothing better than being ready and prepared, because the all success is opportunity plus preparation needed.
That's right.
That's success. And so if you want success, I suggest, no, we're not suggesting, are we? No. I recommend, we ain't recommending either, are we? I demand that you get yourself signed up for Media Mavericks. Otherwise, don't inbox me, don't send me emails when you see my name on credits, talking about I have a book, I have a human interest story, I have some beverages or anything like that, until you've seen Tej, the beast
in these media streets. Yes.
All right, so that is T Jones. Did y'all hear the part of what shows she worked on, like The Real and all the TV shows she's a producer on? Was it sound good for that part? Okay, so T has been America's Top Model. She's the vice president of development. Like she was for Fox Soul. Like T is all over the place. And so I wanted to make sure you heard from T because of the fact that she does this, that she is that person on all of these shows that you would be going through.
That's good.
So Stephanie, remind me to answer that question at the end during our Q&A. All right. So the Media Maverick Masters is a 7-step Maverick method. We're getting close to hitting our 25. I am teaching it live this year. I haven't taught it live in 2 years, Keisha. So I'm doing it live starting on June 24th, next week. No, that's this week. Wait, today, Monday. So first class is on Thursday.
Yep.
So first class is on Thursday, and it's going to be for 10 whole weeks from June 24th through through August of 2021. And after the 10 weeks, we then switch over to a monthly Q&A where I show up live. I have not been able to do it for the last couple of years because of my TV producing schedule. And I'm getting ready I moved to Atlanta to produce shows for and about HBCUs. So I don't know when will be the next time I teach it live. So if you're thinking that you want to leap and you want to get all of this live, then you probably want to say yes to this. Because then after that, it goes to a monthly Q&A, as well as you can find me in our private Maverick Facebook group. So the first week is development and location scouting. That is where we start kind of unpacking what your brand is. We start unpacking where you are a fit in the media landscape. What is that going to look like for you? Then week 2 is crafting your segment. That's when my genius as a TV producer comes out. I did a 7-day challenge called the Noisemaker Challenge recently, and I had TV producer guests come to my TV producing friends come and speak to my audience, and all of them in some shape, form, or fashion was talking about the fact that you need to be able to visualize what your segment is so that you can paint that picture for the producers. Well, the person teaching you is a producer. So I'm going to show you what makes an incredible segment when you are having to be proactive with putting yourself out there and pitching yourself. That is week 2, which that leads me to my surprise. So my surprise is worth about $12,000 because the surprise is I actually wrote a surprise segment for one of you. And I see that person is still here, so that makes me happy. So I wrote a surprise segment. I called Keisha. I just flew back in town from Louisiana today. And as I was taking off, I called Keisha and was like, Keisha, do you have any names of some of your people that you know who are going to be here tonight, or they have a good chance of being here? So she sent me about 3 people, and I chose one. So y'all ready for who I chose? Y'all ready for who I chose? And this is somebody I don't know, have never heard of her until today. So I chose Miss DeWanna Kyle. Seriously? Are you seriously? I chose you.
I'm a Howard graduate, so when you were talking about Howard, I was like,
oh, okay, Lord Jesus.
Then I graduated from Howard too. Probably.
I had no idea. Keisha, did we talk about that today?
No, you guys, this is the power. Remember when I said, you guys, just go register. I just want to honor all of you guys for being here. I was scouring the list. So you guys, I'm so excited. And no, she didn't know that.
I had no idea. So I don't want nobody to think I'm playing favorites. I promise you, hopefully I have earned your trust right now. I had no idea she went to Howard when I chose.
And I didn't go to college. I'm a dropout, so I don't care. So y'all know I don't care.
I don't even know if I ever told Lakeisha that anyway. You know? I'm excited.
So DeWanna, we have never met, right?
Right.
So only thing I had to go on with you is what I could find through your social media and your website. So the first thing that I need you to investigate and get on quickly if you're serious about doing media is your website is all about the civil rights, connection. And by the way, I'm born and raised in Tennessee. So I have to fly. Yeah, I have to fly into Memphis, Jackson. So I'm right down the road from you. Now that part I did know, but that still didn't have no bearings on me choosing her. So let's just know that didn't have any bearings either. I chose based on what I could really put together in a short amount of time because I only had about an hour today to work on this. And having no, context of working with DeWanna, really kind of knowing her, her brand, I had to just come up with something quickly. So I think, though, that you'll be surprised if I came up with this quickly. Imagine what I'll do when I have time. Go ahead, Lakeisha, you want to say something?
Yeah, because I just want to say, you guys, by the way, I was just scrolling whatever links you had on your social media. So if you didn't have a link, like, no big deal. But I saw your names, and Tej and I didn't talk. So whatever she about to say is new to me too. So she just said, pick some people. I sent some names. She was like, find a link. She was like, literally, I could tell she'd been busy, tired, and she did this. So I'm excited to hear. It's not like I said, so this is a thing, and this is new for me too.
Yeah, she didn't tell me anything, which is another teachable moment for all of you. You got to get your presence together if you're going to be putting yourself out there. I should not have to work as hard as I did, Dawana, to find information. And now the second thing I want to say is, now that I know you went to Howard, you need to lean into that. That needs to be out there, because we have a vice president, regardless if you like her or don't, it doesn't matter. She is the vice president of the United States. And so for the first woman president to be from Howard, that needs to be up there in your bio.
Yeah.
Okay. Lean into that. But for everybody, make sure I don't have to work hard to find information about you. Okay. It should be ready, because you missed out. If I had to dig too hard or have to weed through stuff that really doesn't connect. And so that's why, Dawana, I'm saying to you, I need you to start, if you're going to be out there talking about wellness and breathing, which is Dawana's brand, that needs to be reflected in your website. All right. So you ready to see your sample segment, Dawana? All right. So you are going to be the host, and I'm going to be you for this exercise. Okay. And again, I didn't have a chance to ask you questions about your technique. So it was based on listening to a couple of your videos and what I could Google. So some of this may or may not be on the money, but you will get an idea of how it should flow, and you can adjust it accordingly. Okay. So, but this is what I could piece together. So you're up first. You're the host.
I'm the host. Welcome back. COVID has had a devastating and long-lasting impact on our society. People from all around the globe and all walks of life have had to adjust, some better than others. And with the world reopening, some people are experiencing anxiety around being back out in the public as we find our new sense of normalcy. Well, today we have Dawana Kyles, a wellness coach, who says one of the first steps is to get better at what we already do every day without even thinking about it. Breathe. Welcome, Dawana.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Dawana, you say that most of us are breathing wrong. What do you mean by that?
Well, Kelly, I spent years trying to help others undo the years of breathing wrong. I know that sounds strange, but yes, people are breathing wrong. Typically, when I ask people to take a deep breath, they will do this. And so, Dawana, this is for you. I'm directing you. This is what we would call a demonstration segment. Okay. So, if you choose to come work with me, we have to flush this out a lot more to make it more engaging. But this is what I came up with quickly. So when they do this, their shoulders will go up and you'll elongate your body as you inhale. Then when you exhale, your shoulders come down and your chest contracts. That is called vertical or chest breathing. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is use your belly as you inhale. So you should feel your belly expand as you inhale. And this is called belly breathing or horizontal breathing.
Why is belly breathing better?
Well, that can get a bit complex, but basically we use three components when we breathe: the lungs, the diaphragm, and the intercostal muscles, which run in between your ribs. When you breathe in, your diaphragm contracts down to your belly, and when you breathe out, it contracts back to the original state. Now, here's where it gets tricky. When you're doing the vertical breathing where your shoulders go up, it might feel like you're really opening up those lungs, but you're only getting air into the top of them. However, when you exhale, this draws oxygen all the way down into the bottom of your lungs. As you exhale, your stomach will come back in and your rib cage will contract. This uses the diaphragm muscle to make sure you get the optimal amount of air. I know that's a bit complicated, so I created breathing exercises that you can grab for free over at iwantmybreathback.com. You may want to pick that up, Dawana. It's available.
Wait, Dawana. Some of us have been breathing for decades. Where did we get off track?
Great question. And I know it sounds strange, but several factors could be the cause. Stress. Stress causes us to take shorter breaths. Sitting, years and years of sitting from, elementary school to what you do every day in your cubicle has caused some of us to have poor posture. And being hunched over collapses your rib cage a bit, so your lungs just don't fill all the way up. And obesity, when you're overweight, there's more tissue that's pushing on your chest and your diaphragm. That's making it more difficult for the lungs to fill completely while breathing. So you're getting shorter breaths than you need. Breathing correctly is so important because, as I teach all of my clients, disease can't exist in a highly oxygenated body. Does that sound familiar?
You're doing a great job. So what can we do to get right back on track?
Well, I walk my clients through several types of breathing exercises that you can find over at iwantmybreathback.com. But one of my favorites is called box breathing. It's like a square. And then again, Dawan, this is where you demonstrate. You want to do this at least 3 times, where you inhale and you hold for 4 seconds, and then you exhale through your nose for 4 seconds. You want to do this at least 3 times and try to go for 4 minutes. This technique is not only helpful for getting your normal breath back, but also for relaxing, preventing insomnia, more energy, emotional control, just overall better health. And plus, it brings your anxious mind back to a state of calm. And we all want to be calm.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for being here. These were really great tips. And I think I'm going to go do one of those breathing exercises right after.
I love it. How was that, Dawan?
That was great.
Oh my God, that's the bomb.
That was great. Bam.
Wow.
I love it.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I had to remember to read my part because I was like wanting to read.
Well, don't worry about it. I'll make sure you're going to get the recording. Okay. You can grab screenshots, or what have you of it.
I forgot. I was so excited in the beginning, I forgot. And then I was like, I should be screenshotting this.
No, that's fine. And if it's a problem, my assistant, Leanne, also will get it for you.
Okay. That was great. That was great. No, that was
good.
That was great.
All right. So that is the genius of what it's like to have me as your coach, your media coach. I actually know how to produce segments. So back to what the program looks like. And so in the 3rd week, there's a Q&A. I'm not showing up to teach or do anything, but just answer your questions and letting you crawl inside my head to get what you need. And then week 4, it's all about the pitch on paper. Like I said, I write bomb pitches. I don't do press releases. So I'm going to spend 2 modules doing nothing but teaching pitching. So pitching in the first module is on paper. I'm going to actually give you my pitches that I've written for you to just copy and tailor towards your brand. Okay, you're going to get those. You're going to know the elements of a good pitch. What producers need to have. A pitch doesn't have to be long, but it has to have the one they're complimenting you in the chat. It has to have, everything they need to actually see the segment for themselves. And that starts by you seeing the segment for yourself.
Right as I was about to launch my book. Now that part you know. What you don't know is my publisher had already promised a publicist. So I already knew I'd have somebody helping me try to get the word out about the book. So when I signed up, I wasn't really signing up just for the Media Maverick help with the media, but really, I was really wanting more of the energy you bring to the topic in my life. And I needed that extra kind of cheerleader boost that you give. So that's what I was focusing on. But after 4 months of having that publisher, worked to try to get the word out about the book, I ended up with no leads. She didn't book not one single interview, radio, podcast, you name it, nothing. And so at the beginning of 2018, I had all this information. I'd gone through the training, and we'd even worked through an initial proposal, initial pitch to some of the stations. So I took that information, I went ahead and I sent it out to a couple of different radio and TV stations. And within a 2-week period, I had secured on my own 6 interviews. 6. And this is after 2 weeks, but my publicist had 4 months and didn't secure a thing.
Remember, I told you I'm gonna always hit your receipts, and you're gonna see more people, because for me, by the end of this, my goal is to make sure that you know you can do this. Dr. Sandra is an MD. Dr. Sandra is an MD. You can do this. She's not some big time. Well, she is now because of, what I taught her, because you can't keep up with her now. But you see how she started with having a publicist that didn't do anything, and until I taught her my 7-step Maverick method, and then she's all over the place. That she's so busy, like I just can't keep up with her. And then I thought I wanted to show you this because this is so who I am. So there was a post that Dr. Sandra wrote on Facebook a few weeks ago, and one of her commenters said, "I'm strictly a Bible girl, but when God is calling me out to more, I have to learn the ropes." And then Dr. Sandra says, that's what I thought when I first met TJ. She won't let you stay in your comfort zone for long. Here's what you really need to understand about me. What I do in media, it is my ministry. I am a Jesus girl. I don't apologize for that. That doesn't have to be your belief system for me to help you. Just know that I come with a design assignment, and I don't let you stay in your comfort too long. Because Whitney, I'm a firm believer that people are losing sleep over what you can do in your sleep. And so there is no time for you to be dilly-dallying and playing around when people are genuinely hurting. Like in DeWanna's work, people's lifespans are being cut short simply because no one's out there making noise saying, "Y'all breathing wrong," and so I take this seriously. So understand, I want to warn you that when you come to play with me, I'm coming for your comfort zone, and I ain't going to be nice and apologetic about it. Okay. So that is, it's all about the pitch on paper. And this tweet was this is a screenshot of a tweet from a conference called ColorCom, and they were having a panel where there was a Universal NBC producer sitting on the panel, and she says it: pitch yourselves. Make sure your social media is updated. Find out who is the best topic, who's the best source on the topic. We want and need women of color. And unless my eyes are deceiving me, I'm seeing women of color here. So you have a producer who is saying we need women of color on television telling their stories. That is from a producer. This is Bernadette Harris. She is a certified fraud examiner. And still to this day, Bernadette's testimonial is probably the most funny for me. And you'll hear why.
Hey, I'm Bernadette L. Harris. I am a tax and forensic accountant and certified fraud examiner. I can be honest with you guys. I was skeptical. I wasn't sure that this was going to work, but I said, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to do everything that she says. And if I don't get on TV, she's giving me my money back. I did everything that she said to do. And guess what? My very first pitch landed me on ABC. I was blown away. Since then, I was featured on CBS. I was featured on NBC. In fact, I was on NBC twice. I did 25 media interviews in 2018. Wow. And all of this is because of the stuff that I learned with TJ. One of my alma maters, Colorado University, appointed me as the executive in residence for their MBA program. And they flew me up, gave me the royal treatment when I went up there. And I can't help but to believe that my media was the thing that pushed me over the edge. You know, that third party credibility means so much.
I like it, the fact that she came in and was like, TJ gonna give me my money back. And she couldn't even form her lips to say it because her first pitch, doing what I will be teaching some of you guys. I see you in the chat saying they need TJ. What some of you guys are going to be applying, you're going to be sitting in Bernadette's shoes. And your first pitch is going to get you booked out there as long as you do what I tell you to do. So after that module, it's all about the pitch on the phone. That's where I actually give you scripts. Because if you don't get answers from producers in the email, you got to do smiling and dialing. You got to smile and dial and get them on the phone. And you need to know what to say, right, Dr. Priscilla? So I'm going to give you a script. Not only am I going to give you the script, you are going to have the honor of seeing recordings of your TJ in her pajamas pitching producers. I know that's going to be the draw. That was the decision for all of y'all. We get to see her in her pajamas. No, but I take you on the journey as I was going after booking myself in Miami. I want you to see it for yourself, that you can see it's possible. Then the 6th week is a Q&A. It is a Q&A that, again, no matter where you are in the program, I want you to show up for the Q&A. There's magic in the Q&A. And no matter where you are, you know, if you got questions from week 2, in week 6 is Q&A, that's totally fine. You also, it is lifetime access. So if you get behind, it's not a problem. Okay. So going live in 3, 2, 1, that's the next module. That's where I really teach you how to sweet talk the producers. What is it that they need to make your segment bomb? So that what happens is, for every station I've been on, I have standing invitations of whatever is in my arsenal. Just let me know, Tej, when you want to come. I'm going to put you on the schedule. Because I basically go in and do the job of the producer. I'm going to teach you those secret things that actually, when you want to go back on, you know, another appearance, you got another book or something, they already know you're going to come and bring the heat because of how you showed up the first time. And then the next module is controlling your segment. Again, TV is only 3 to 5 minutes. So you cannot let that host take you down a rabbit hole. You have to control your segment and stay on track because you have to serve that audience, all right? So this is Patrice Washington. Some of you may recognize her as Steve Harvey's Money Maven. And controlling your segment is where I teach you to talk in sound bites and how to actually start crafting your sound bite. Hold on, Keisha, we almost done, baby. We almost done. I saw you. But how to teach you to talk in sound bites. Now, Patrice, she had a publicist, but she booked me to write and craft her sound bite. I wanted you to hear, because again, this is something that everything that I do for my one-on-one clients, I teach in this program. So I wanted you to hear from Patrice, even though she did not do the do-it-yourself program.
What's up? This is Patrice Washington, the Money Maven of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. And I got to give a big shout out to my girl, TJ Mercer, the media maverick, because she just helped me launch what I believe is going to be the biggest campaign of my career thus far, definitely. The Earn More Money movement for women. Now, I had a passion to do this, you guys, and I know the principles, and I have tons of content on personal finance, on business, on success. I've written over 400 articles that have been all throughout media and blogs and everywhere, but I've never approached it with a sound strategy until now. Until TJ pulled me to the side and said, girl, let's get this together. And I took the time and invested everything I had in spending that time with her. And she trained me like never before on how to turn that valuable content into sound bites that the media will eat up. And they did. First interview, Fox News, knocked it out the park, was invited back within 24 hours. TJ, that's because of you. The Earn More Money movement, within 3 days of doing coaching with you, we're at over 5,000 women registered and ready to go. So
If you're an author, speaker, coach, or someone who just needs to take.
So I wanted you to catch that. 5,000 people opted into her email list based on the segment that we crafted around her Earn More Money challenge. Her publicist, The Bomb, got her booked. But again, it comes back to what is going to come out of your mouth. Now, Patrice's results are extraordinary because she was on national Fox News that morning. Then they immediately wanted her to do another Fox News. So her results are definitely extraordinary, but it still is possible. Okay. And then the next module is after the show, what's next? What's next? Media begets media begets media begets more media. So you want to learn to leverage the heck out of your media. This is Shanice Cleckley. Shanice started booking herself, making so much noise that and she was the first Maverick that did this program. I didn't coach her. She was the first Maverick that booked herself on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and what did I list there? ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. First, she did it. I didn't coach her personally. She jumped in and did it. She was making so much noise on the local level that this little company called Google, I know, Sharika, you've never heard of it, but just trust me, Queen, trust me, Google is a big deal. Okay, Regan, I know you've never heard. I just need you to trust TJ that Google's a big deal. She was making so much noise that Google came knocking for her to make her the South Carolina representative of them in the state. Dr. Demetra says, what's a Google? That's what I'm trying to say. So y'all tell Dr. Demetra, Google is kind of a big deal. I'm just saying. Just got to take my word for it, okay? Got to take my word for it. All right. And then Keandra is another example of, I'll let her tell you, but she's another example of killing the game on the local that national comes knocking, and she's just doing all kinds of media.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keandra Jackson. I am a licensed therapist, an award-winning speaker, and a best-selling author. But I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about the amazing, the wonderful TJ. She literally changed my life. So before I started working with TJ, I didn't know what I was doing, really. I know that I had a heart's desire to be in the media. I know that I wanted to be on television, but I didn't know the process to get there. And I was featured in a few articles I created and had a little bit of buzz, but I wanted to be on television, right? Like, this personality deserves to be on television. And so after working with her, everything shifted and changed. She gave me the blueprint to exactly what I needed to do, how to pitch, what time to pitch, what I needed to send out, gave examples. And I mean, she did it with such grace and so much fun and with ease. And the things that I learned from her, I will never forget them. They are literally stuck with me forever. I will forever know how to pitch. I will forever know how to look amazing and show up on television. And it was all because of TJ. So in addition to those titles that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I am also a media personality. I have been on local and national television consistently because of TJ. I have been on OWN, Love Goals. I have been as a reoccurring guest on The Doctors, which is a national television show. I mean, CBS, Fox, it goes on and on, not to mention all of the magazines and the podcasts that I have been featured in, from Essence, Forbes, Women's Health Magazine, Parents Magazine, you name it, the list goes on and on. So I am forever grateful to TJ. If you're trying to figure out if you want to invest, you need to look no further. This is hands down, I say this all the time, the best investment that I have ever paid for. And I have paid for a whole bunch of programs, coaching, all types of things. This is the best investment of my life. So I want to encourage you to work with TJ.
So that's Tawana, but Tawana, that's Keandra. So are you getting the connection of how just leveraging your media into more media, into more media, into more media kinds of work? So I've hit y'all with a lot of receipts. because as I promised. And so the last thing is the Q&A. So you'll have 3 Q&As with me that are about 2 hours each of just you asking whatever. You can bring me your pitches for me to critique your pitches. You can do whatever I can get through in that 2-hour time frame 3 times. That's what we're going to do. And I only can do that when I teach it live. So like I said, I have not taught it live in 2 years. I don't know when I'm going to be able to teach it again. So make sure you leap with me. On the website, this round of Mavericks is $49.97. Hands down, still, when you look at the context of how much a publicist will run you.
Exactly.
However, for me teaching it live, the investment is only $29.97. So you will save $2,000 with rocking with me on this live before it goes back into the vault, and the price is going to go back to $49.97. However, there's some of you who I know, that's easy. And Keisha, you have those links, so you can go ahead and put it in in the chat.
Okay.
However, I know some of you are like, Teej, that's just not in my budget, but I need you in my life, and I want to make sure I have access to this forever. So for you either can do the $29.97 single pay, or you can get started today with just a commitment fee of $874.25. So tonight you can actually join tonight of $874.25, and then the monthly payments will kick in. 3 more monthly payments will kick in of $874.25, and that'll make the total $34.97. So in order to take that rate, it's MediaMavericksMasters.com, but please be sure to use Lakeisha, all caps, for you to get the $2,000 off. Okay, so a commitment fee of $874.25 or monthly payments, and within 3 more monthly payments that are automatically deducted of $874.25 for a total of $34.97. However, I'm always going to come with bonuses to make sure that what I teach you in media gets complemented. So one of the first bonuses, our bonuses are going to run about $5,000. So one of the first bonuses is the 7 deadly sins of selling. So Wes Schaefer, and all of my bonuses come from people that I know, work with, and love. So he's going to show you the mistakes to avoid so your sales game goes up. Then another bonus is scroll proof your email subject line. That's from my copywriter girl, April Beverly. She actually was in my first round of Mavericks, April Beverly. And she's going to teach you how to write the subject lines of the emails to get open. She did a training just for Mavericks. And then Coach Tawana. Tawana is known as the LinkedIn professor. She is only one of around 40 people in the world that have a Google and LinkedIn certification.
Wow.
She did a special training called Stalk the Producers using LinkedIn, where she's showing us how to get to the producers faster. Then my coach, Jennifer Kim. Some of you may know Jen. Jen is, she has a training called Turn Your Media into Money, where she walks you through how she made $411,000 from her first media appearance. You get that as a bonus. Plus, you get immediate access. So for those of you who are overachievers, like one woman who joined when I first opened back up, she jumped in, started applying a program. Just today, she sent me another mention where she got herself booked in the Toronto Sun. Because let me just say this. Everything that I teach is from a TV perspective. However, you can apply it to print and to radio and to podcast. But I teach from a TV perspective. And so Leona dove into the material, and girlfriend, every other day, I'm getting something else that she's done as a result of just diving in. And I hadn't even started teaching live. So if you make if you pay the single pay or make the commitment fee, you're going to all get immediate access to Media Mavericks Masters plus the upcoming class. All right. And then finally, if you are in or around the Atlanta area, I'm doing something I've never done. I'm allowing you in the Atlanta area to come be in the room with me live on some of the classes. For those of you who are familiar with Atlanta, I'm a member of the Gathering Spot, and we've rented out a space for a few of you to come and be with me live, belly to belly, which y'all can imagine that's a whole different experience with me. But if that's you, you don't have to be in Atlanta. If you got it and you want to fly in and just be in the room, you can do that. I ain't saying you can't. You can be anybody who want to be in the room with me, but I'm gonna be in the room in Atlanta. Okay, so just know that. So you can be in the room with me on some of the dates that I'm teaching when I'm not on the road. All right. So bonuses are worth about $5,000, but I ain't done. For the next 24 hours, those of you who take the leap, you get a 30-minute session with me, a pitch review session with me.
Wow.
How that works is after I teach the second pitching module, which is going to be in week 5, you then can write your pitch, send it to me. I'll give you 30 minutes of us walking it down of how to tweak it. And that's good until the end of the year. Now, if you're wondering, and that my pitch review sessions, I usually do 60 minutes. My pitch review sessions are $2,000, but so 30 minutes is worth $1,000. So if you are wondering why that is the case, I just got this. I caught this moment during the Noisemaker Challenge a week ago, and I was like, yeah, this is going in. So hold on.
Pitch and it might not land, and it's just like, who cares? Drop it. Because I sent out a few rounds of pitches and didn't get responses, and then you had changed a few things on it, like create key, and then as soon as we made those changes, I had like 3 people respond, and it's like, oh,
okay, wait, hold on, because I suck at a lot of things, but media ain't one. So then when I get stuff that is my credit, okay. So who made the tweaks on your pitch?
yeah, like just tiny little tweaks. That's all you had to do, and then it was like, boom.
Okay, so wait, who made the tweaks?
Oh, it was you.
I'm just saying.
It wasn't me.
So that is what can change when you have my eyes on your pitch, okay? So you have 24 hours. This bonus is only good for the people who leap in the next 24 hours, that you can get a pitch review. That after week 5, though, there's no sense of me reviewing your pitch if you hadn't learned the techniques of pitching. And then you can, oh, thanks, guys. Yes, glasses is my signature. I feel like I've been wearing glasses my whole life. So I need to make them art for my face. So, but you can use the pitch review session from now until the end of the year. Plus, y'all know I'm an HBCU lover. I graduated from the Howard University with DeWanna School of Communications with a degree in television productions, class of 1994. Thank you very much, with honors. So my give back this year is for every person that enrolls, for this round, I am going to gift a full scholarship to an HBCU grad. Okay. That is our give back this year.
Wow.
So if you love HBCUs, if you love TJ and you need media in your life, know that because of you investing in yourself, I'm then going to turn and make sure that HBCU grads are, my passion. So I love taking, making sure my fast action takers, I love to reward them. So this is kind of how I can show love to you, for you who are rocking, and making the leap fast. And for those of you who love HBCUs, know that that's what I'm doing. So again, the 7-Step Maverick Method classes start this Thursday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Classes start. Everything is going in the portal. So even if you can't be live, you got it. You got lifetime access. It's a single payment of $29. Stephanie is Grambling State. My brother and my sister-in-law graduated from Grambling. I was just with them I got my 3-year-old record. I just posted it on my Facebook page. So Stephanie, go to my Facebook page. It's the last video where my brother was sleeping. So I took that opportunity to indoctrinate my 3-year-old nephew and got him saying, I'm a Howard Bison. Because I knew that, they would kill me and wouldn't let me do it because of Grambling. But $29.97 is the single payment, 4 monthly payments of $874.25. The live sessions are every Thursday for 10 weeks at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, but everything is being recorded and going into the portal. All right. So, but make sure you use code Lakeisha, all caps, all caps. All right. Don't forget, you're going to get the $5,000 worth of bonuses as well. So with that said, I have concluded the teaching part. So if you need to log off, no, that's not true. No. That was the recap. No, I forgot something. No. I forgot. I gotta give you the biggest secret. How was I gonna do that? I was gonna be lying to you. I'd be like, TJ didn't give us the biggest secret that's gonna get me on TV in 24 hours. So let me give it to you. Okay, so biggest secret. Newsjacking. This is a game changer. So don't worry, Christina, you think I'm just gonna leave you hanging? Christina, all in the shadows. What is it? I ain't gonna leave you hanging, girl. I'm gonna give it to you. Newsjacking is the process by which you inject your ideas or angles into breaking news in real time in order to generate media coverage for yourself or your business. Now, the newsjacking is not my term. It is a term by David Meerman Scott. I'm dope enough where I don't have to steal people's stuff, but I definitely can put my spin on it. So for me, newsjacking is when you butt into the dang on conversation and let folks know how beast you are. Now, let me give you examples of what that can look like, of how you can apply it across all kinds of lanes. All right, so April Beverly, you heard me mention her. She's giving you a copywriting training for writing email subject lines. Kanye West hit Twitter to ask Mark Zuckerberg for a loan. Remember, Mark Zuckerberg is the creator of Facebook. Why is Kanye on Twitter? Don't know. He Kanye. So ask him for a loan. April wrote a piece that landed in Huffington Post called A Lesson from Kanye West on How Not to Sell. Okay? That's newsjacking. Remember when Melania Trump was accused of plagiarizing Michelle Obama's speech at the convention? April landed on WHUR, which DeWanna knows is Howard University Radio, but it's in the number 9 market. It's a big public radio. It's not just Howard's, but it goes out. It's in the number 9 market. She landed on there talking about plagiarism. That is newsjacking. You saw Dr. Sandra Dalton earlier. Dr. Sandra is an MD. When we had the year where the efficacy of the flu vaccine was in question, she wrote a Facebook post. That Facebook post got shared over 50,000 times, Whitney. 10,000 hits to her website. Janice, I'm sure you couldn't use 10,000 hits to your website, so don't pay attention to that. Just know, everybody else, for those of you who want those kind of numbers, that is what newsjacking can do, Sharnique. This is Shauna Payne. Shauna is a hairstylist in St. Louis. When Kim Kardashian hit with the boxer braids. Y'all remember that? She came out with the boxer braids. And every little black girl was like, girl, go somewhere and sit down. Those are cornrows, and we've been wearing them for centuries. I was like, okay, y'all, don't get mad. If you're a hairstylist, you need to pitch. Shauna picked up what I was dropping. I told her to send a segment out called How to Rock the Kim Kardashian Look. She ended up on St. Louis Fox in like 48 hours. Okay, don't get mad, bitch. This is Wes Schaefer, the Sales Whisperer. He's one of the bonuses. I booked him on He's Good at Sales. So I booked him on the #1 show in Los Angeles around tips on getting the best deal on new cars. That is newsjacking. Natalie Goucher, she's a social media expert. She's not one of my clients, but we are good friends. She does social media. I do traditional media. She, when I put out sometimes what's called the newsjack alerts, where I put out there what people should be newsjacking. So when it came out that app that we were using to age ourselves, y'all remember that, the aging app? We discovered it was a Russian app. Well, I put out there for the social media experts, the cybersecurity experts, why don't you talk about the settings that parents need to activate on their kids' phones so that they are protected? She picked up what I was dropping. 24 hours later, she was on TV. That is newsjacking. This is Dr. Shauna Lewis. Shauna is in Houston. Shauna is indeed one of mine. She is a counselor on the left. So this happened today. This was just this past March. I'm a counselor. So I decided last night to send 8 pitches out to various media outlets about helping people remain calm during the coronavirus. The pitch sent at 8:30, and I got a response at 3:30 p.m. to tape on Saturday. I used your system down to the T. You rock. That is newsjacking. And you're seeing the pattern here.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the pattern? Are your wheels turning, or where you can use newsjacking for your business, your book, or brand? Now, this is the most bomb newsjack I have ever done. I still like, yo, you did that, T. So this is Deshawn Bullard. She's a hair loss specialist. Deshawn, she was on my book, my media tour level. So she was the one I told you ultimately ended up on Sister Circle. Here's how we got to Sister Circle. So Deshawn, when Black Panther came out, she was on my roster during the Black Panther window. When Black Panther came out, y'all remember there's a scene where the Wakanda warriors go into the casino and they put on wigs because they need to blend into the European environment. So they put on wigs. But when the fight broke out, they ripped the wigs off. Y'all remember that from Black Panther?
Yep.
So I wrote a pitch that started out with Wakanda warriors are ripping their wigs off by choice, but 46 million women have to wear wigs by force. That one pitch got her ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. One pitch in different cities around the country. One pitch off of newsjacking a film. An aspect of a film. I just blew Miss Regan away. She don't know what to do with herself. She over there trying to, I can see it. She just like, whoa. That is the power of newsjacking. Now do you see why it is the number one secret that can blow up your business, your book, or your brand? This for real concludes the teaching aspect. I want to know if you guys are going to out and newsjack. So make sure you tag me. I'm TJ Mercer on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and my YouTube channel is Pimp Your PR. It's Pimp Your PR. I want to know when you newsjack. All right. So again, that is the last of the teaching. I will hang around for those of you who have questions. If not, I'm done teaching officially in the official capacity, except for when you have questions. Again, you have 24 hours to get me in the bonuses of having a pitch review session. You only have to make a commitment fee of $874.25 to secure your one of your spots to let me be your media mentor. I want to be your media mentor. I believe wholeheartedly that that's why God had me in Hollywood for 25 years, so that I now can come out and show this to people who need me, who may not be able to have the budget for a publicist. So with that said, Keish, I'm going to open up for questions. I prefer, because I teach TV, I prefer your questions. You come on and answer and engage with me directly if possible. Yeah. So I take priority with the people who can come on and ask me, as opposed to I got to read the chat. All right.
Tej, I just want to thank you for taking the time out. You came straight off of a 3-day conference. I could hear that you have been in the 3-day conference in your voice, and you still showed up full of energy with amazing value. I am myself just super inspired. I was listening to the classes this morning. You guys, I'm already a member. And again, I got the course and life happened. So some of you guys just know that like, this is not one of those things you do and never like it. the videos are gold. And so I'm just grateful that even your free is amazing and the paid is even better. If you want to go further, faster, jump in. We saw so many examples, Tej, and I love how there were just different types of businesses, because hopefully that killed your voice, that voice of doubt that says, you know, if me, what of this, what about that? You've explained so many things. I took notes about serving, not promoting, what sets us apart. And you don't have to have the big social media following. You don't have to be a celebrity. You know, a publicist is great for after we do the stuff that you're talking about, because then they have something to work with, which answers, because I've paid money for PR, and it's just true. Like, you need to do this groundwork first. And it was just so many things. So drop your ahas and drop your thank yous and gratitude to Tej in the chat. If you have questions, one of the questions that I saw, Tej, I didn't grab the name, but it said, any suggestions on print press release pitches to TV stations for your book? I believe you kind of already answered that with all of your content, pretty much answered that question, but is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, a press release is only as good as your follow-up. A press release you send usually during a mass blast of using like blackpr.com or I forget some of the other services because I don't write press releases. But they usually will land in a generic inbox. Whereas the method that I walk through in the first 2 modules is how do you get your pitch to the right producer and not in an inbox that it may never be seen. And so that's why the pitching modules, pitch on paper, pitch on the phone is so important, because it's only as good as your ability to follow up. You still gonna have to write a pitch. Now, there are times, I'm full transparency though, there are times where your press release, okay, so here is a teachable moment for the press release. Your press release still needs to be, if you're gonna write a press release, it needs to be written where the media outlet can just write it from the press release. They can write an article about you. So that happened when I did the HBCU bingo. I told you guys about that. And I have a publicist. So she did send out a press release that I helped write because I'm bomb like that. But she sent it out and it got picked up by the American Journal-Constitution, and they never talked to me. But they did a full article on the bingo just based on the press release. But again, I wrote the press release from the mindset of being a producer, of crafting even that article.
Yeah.
Of knowing what needed to go in that article. Okay. Danielle says, what day and times are the live sessions? Thursdays, Danielle, at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. 8:15 p.m. Eastern. And we usually I teach about 90 minutes, and then I do a mini Q&A at the end of each session to take about 3 burning questions that may, cause a hiccup for you to do your next lesson. And then week 3, week 6, and week 10 are straight Q&As. But everything happens on Thursdays, barring if something, goes wrong with me. But every Thursday evening at 8:15 from June 24th to August 26th. Daniel says, perfect, signing up in the morning. Yay, Daniel!
I love it. There's so much gold, Tej. This was so much gold.
Okay, so anybody else before I'm telling y'all, you better get me now. Lakeisha knows.
She be busy and booked. She works in real life Hollywood.
So once I log off, I'm on to the next.
It's a wrap.
So make sure if you think you have a question, you may be even timid of asking, you may want to still ask. Okay, Raquel says she has a question. Raquel, where are you?
Easy.
Okay, I see you, baby.
I was the media girl.
Oh yeah, see, you threw me now. You threw me now. I was like, oh wait, the Raquel. Okay. Yeah. What's up, baby?
All right. What's up, baby? I'm gonna write down. I'm gonna say what I wrote down. So I put. So a lot of my fear comes from being a single parent and not having a strong support system for taking off to do events, traveling gigs, etc. How can I know that it could be done? Well, I know that it could be done because I know Taraji P. Henson did it in her story, or whatever. But for me personally, how can I, as a single mother, get to the next level and stop letting fear cripple me?
Whew, okay, I love that when I do these, people ask me all kind of questions. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know, Raquel. What makes you think I got that kind of genius? No.
I don't know. I just because it sounds good, but that's my biggest.
So
issue.
let me just speak from the heart of what I do know. You know, I was raised by a single mother. You know, I don't, you know, I lost my daughter, so I no longer have kids. And all I can say is what I've known from single mothers, and for you to be asking that question, single mothers just make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what, there's something unique about y'all.
Yes.
Something so dope and deep about y'all that come hell or high water, ain't nothing gonna stop you. So you may not, but here's where I think I need to maybe give you some freedom. Run your race, Raquel, at your pace. You cannot look at, and I'm just going to make up something. I don't know the story. So let's say Dr. Priscilla is married and has servants. You can't compare your race to Dr. Priscilla. She's married and got servants. She got a nanny, she got a driver, she got a chef, she got like Coming to America, she got personal bathers. She don't even have to bathe herself. That ain't your story. So you cannot.
Girl, that'd be nice.
But so you cannot compare your journey. So like if you decide that you want to come rock with me and you get behind because life happens, you're just behind. You ain't done. You just behind. The program is still going to be there. I don't care if I see you in 3 years finally making some noise. Just don't get caught up in comparing your journey, because that's where a lot of us get disqualified and discouraged, is because we forget our 24 hours is a little bit different than Beyonce's 24 hours. Everybody likes to say we got the same 24 hours. No, we don't. No, we don't. Beyonce got everybody, their grandmama helping her. You got your grandmama, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be really careful about that as you take this journey, because you will see people blowing up and doing the media or what have you. But if that ain't your story, baby, I'm cheering for you and rooting for you just as hard. Okay? Was that helpful? Even though that didn't really have nothing to do with media, was that helpful? But you thought I was smart enough to answer it.
Oh no, that was right on point. Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure. All right. Well, I guess it was on point for somebody else, because Stephanie said that just gave her life. Okay, good.
Right.
Keisha, I see Mama Migo raising her hand.
Yes, ma'am. You're right on with the single mom thing. I got 5 and I did it, and popcorn will all pop at different times.
Yep.
You're gonna pop. You will pop.
That's good.
Be fearless and do it. So my question is, I'm on Life on Fire. I signed up because of Lakeisha Michelle. I'm watching you on Instagram. I love you. This was so dope. I'm like ready to go take a loan. I got to go to the next level. My question is, before jumping into everything, I feel like I have been perfectionism paralysis. Mm-hmm. I know I'm an expert in a lot of things. My problem is I have too many possible professional areas that my book could branch into. Do I need to solidify what I'm doing, what I represent, brand myself first before I launch? Because I was on the news in Puerto Rico because I fought a long battle. They killed my son. I was on the news for 3 years fighting for my kids. Mm-hmm. I rewind, a couple years later, I escaped abuse. I was in a sister wife cult. Okay. I'm 51 years old. I feel like I'm 30. I look great. I'm confidence woman. I love encouraging single moms, young women. Don't make the mistakes. I'm the other mother. I have a lot of hats that I wear and I rock them all, but I can't be all over the place. So I would like to hire a branding expert to kind of help me focus. My boyfriend says I'm like spaghetti all over the place, and he tries to put me in little Chinese food boxes and organize me. I feel like I'm never gonna.
Okay, so hold on. So let me take it piece by piece.
Yes.
So for me, you know, I always get that branding question. It can it depends on what you consider for yourself as branding. If you're looking at revenue, exposure, and authority, no amount of branding gonna do that like media and you putting yourself out there. Right. So you can do that simultaneously, kind of, you know. If it were me, you know, branding for me was I didn't have no branding. I was doing proof of concept. Can this thing work? And I put myself in the media first with, so you want to be on a reality show, Insider Tips to Make the Cut, because I just written a book by that title. So that's how I hit the media with that brand. Media Mavericks was born after that. But I use that to get proof of concept, to get traction, and to show it. So it really depends on what's priority for you in your whole scheme of the plan. Now, to your point about what should you be doing first, that's one of the things that we're going to cover in modules 1 and 2. And I want you to, if you're going to rock with me for 10 weeks, I want you to pick one aspect and follow that all the way through for the 10 weeks. Because here's the beauty. The program, you got lifetime access. So because you have lifetime access, follow it through one way, go back and do the same thing for your next brand. So for the example of what I did, I booked myself in reality TV on that platform. When Domestic Violence Month came around, I doubled back, did the same thing to then talk about and highlight the solution in my book called The Six-Figure Battered Wife, My Path to Resilience. All I did is a repeatable system. What'd you say, Lakeisha?
I was with you. Remember, you did the TV show. You were on you were on something big. I remember I was there. I don't know. I was there.
Yes. We did Fox. We did Fox.
It was quite the fabulous thing. She was walking on the beach telling her story. I mean, it was like really cool.
Yes. Fox National had booked me for that. So it's a repeatable process. That's the beauty. You don't just go through it one time. It's a repeatable process that you apply everything for every single thing you want to do in the media.
Okay, because Lakeisha is the boss of Just Jump and movement. And I love that because I am so sick of being in church, everybody's salt in the blender, going in circles because we like hanging out with churchy people. I'm done with that. I want to take my keyboard out to the street and play for the people out there because they ain't coming to church.
Yeah,
I love it.
It has nothing to do with church, but what I'm saying is I like to jump first with faith, and I know that God's going to back it up and give me what I'm supposed to do. He called me Mom Amigo. I'm the mom. All the kids come to me because they talk to me in the bathroom, if you know what I mean, because adults are hypocrites.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of, I love like Mr. Rogers, but for teenagers, it's kind of what my book is about. Don't make the mistakes I made, and you can listen to me. I'm your other mother, because you ain't gonna listen to your mother.
That.
You know
I love that. Yeah.
But that's cool, right?
Right. I like that. Right.
Okay. So
okay, so maybe about two or three more, depending on how quick I can answer them, and then we'll call it a night.
I didn't see any other ones. But yeah, Raquel, I definitely can just back up. Like you guys, when I say jump, it's like if I know I have a message, if I know I'm an entrepreneur of any sort, and I have a movement or whatever, and I know I need to be seen by people. The jumping is I'm going to take action. This is not just about jumping into this. The mindset behind that is like, why it's in alignment with what I know I need. I know I need to be in front of people. If you have a business and you've hit a dead spot with customers and you see that the same customers are buying and they've bought it all and they ain't got nothing else to buy, you need more people. So you need to be seen, which is why I'm bringing you Tej, which is why in general, if you feel like, okay, I need this, like, yo, get the details, be clear on what your investment is and the value of it. Like I said, when Tej was just talking, if you know your stories, everybody, because most of you guys are multi-entrepreneurs, if you know your stories, you can use them one at a time with her formula. So this is not something that you get and then it's like one time it's done. No, you go back to the formula and you use it for every time you need to use the media. So that's kind of how you think about that.
Yeah. Stephanie, I see is raising her hand. Yes, ma'am. Wait, you're muted. Well, I don't see that you're muted, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
What about now?
Yes.
Okay. I had to take off whatever that was, my earpiece. Okay, so let me lower my hand. So, you know how we talk about a lead so that we can get more people, you know, to follow up whatever we're doing at the time. So I think I kind of jacked. I had did a challenge for like personal wellness, and I went from 17 to 500 members. That keeps growing.
Yeah.
But I want to take it. I want to expand and maybe be to be more accessible, like YouTube. Do you suggest YouTube or?
Okay, I'm not.
What do you suggest?
Well, I'm not tracking I'm not tracking the question. So tell me what the question is.
I think that question.
So my question is, I'm kind of like Mama Migo. You have a lot of talents, and just trying to be visible with those who need to update game on a lifestyle of personal wellness, like just even starting, like where do you even start?
Where do you even start? Where do you even start in the media? Where do you start with what?
So, okay, here it is. If I'm doing a lot of things in Facebook, and like Keish does IG and YouTube, and you have a big following, how do you make it broader so that it's not just isolated? I feel like the Facebook is just isolated versus the other platforms.
Okay, so either I'm not understanding the question, but when that's what media does. That's what I'm teaching.
Okay.
Of you expanding your base by leveraging the power of an ABC, a NBC, a CBS, or Fox, and booking yourself by solving problems, by busting myths. If I'm understanding your question, that's what you want to do.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Take
That's where my language is of how to expand your brand. Now, I'm not a marketing person. I'm not a traffic and sales person. I do media. I know how media can expand your brand. Just like Patrice Washington, when she did media, remember she said 5,000 people opted into her list when she did media. So you remember? So it's the same kind of premise.
Yeah.
And TJ, and that's why you said that when you said it was hard to find me. So all of that needs to be in place by the time you're doing that, so you can take advantage of being out there and getting that kind of exposure. Because listening to you tonight is like, oh my God, that just enhances all of the other social media platforms. You're getting
because you're going to use the social media to put out there when you've been on the TV. There's a whole strategy. That's why that bonus is so yummy from Jennifer Kim of how what was her strategy that landed her $411,000 in sales from her first media appearance. So, you definitely want to expand that, but you want to leverage the power of the media to do it. And then last question will be, I saw Whitney raise her hand. Whitney?
I think Lakeisha can answer. I think because mine is going to be more along the lines of marketing.
Okay, you sure?
I can still ask, and if you can answer it, that'd be great.
I'm thinking you may want to go ahead and, Raquel is asking me about life lessons, so you can shoot your shot, and I'll tell you I ain't answering that, but at least you might as well answer. Ask me.
But you did answer though, and you answered very well. So.
Go ahead, Whitney. I'm just messing with you, Raquel. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm wondering. So I'm a hairstylist, and a lot of my clients I have like white people who adopt Black children. And whenever we're talking about solving problems, I get a lot of those moms. Some moms are trying overly hard to take good care of their daughter's hair. And then some are like, I don't know what to do, Whitney. Please help me. If you were to make a class or if you were to, show me how to do something, I would do it, or I would take the class or whatever. And so the way I even asked the question, I would take it as maybe disrespect. And so how would I offer that as a solving problem, but in a respectful manner?
Why would you think it's disrespectful?
It's helping
the
them.
clients are telling you they need you.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling you they need you.
Right. But
and I don't remember who it was, but I did see a story where this woman has built a whole following in business on helping white parents do their Black children's hair.
Really?
Yes. I forget who it was, but I saw that. Now, and here's the thing, Whitney. This is how you serve. Do you want the white parents being completely clueless and sending their Black children? Because then if the Black children come to the school looking cray-cray, then we're going to talk about it.
Right.
So you need to go and help them.
Right. Agreed.
It's not, in my opinion, Bianca, I see Bianca is seconding me because I ain't crazy. I saw it. I forget who it was, but a Black woman hairstylist has made a business model out of helping all of these white parents who don't understand Black hair. They genuinely care though, and they want to make sure it's not disrespectful.
Okay.
And here is this. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jesus. Here is this. Whitney, what city are you in?
Amarillo,
Texas? Okay.
Yes.
Whitney, if you don't make noise that you're making yourself available, what about the white parents who are too embarrassed to raise their hand and ask for help? That if they don't know that Whitney is a safe space where proactively, I'm getting chills, which is always my indicator, Whitney, that I'm on to something. So you really need to listen to me. If you don't go and make noise and proactively set yourself up as the answer to their prayer, social media is brutal. I've seen white people get vilified for asking questions like this on TikTok. And then those of us are in the chat going, at least she asked, she's trying. Why are we beating up on her?
Right.
If you are not the voice that's proactively out there letting these parents know it's a safe space, I know that this is a challenge and this is a problem, but I'm here to help you through it. If you don't do it, then you think about how many white parents are you leaving struggling and hurting.
That's right. Okay, for me, that work too.
So you got to switch how you thinking and just hear me. And I'm trying to say it nicely because I see a baby in the room in the space. But for those people who think it's disrespectful for you to help people, F them.
Really though, I have a hard time. I'm learning to get that mentality of, honestly, I know what I'm doing this for. I know what God put me in this industry for, and I need to do it because that's what God said. It doesn't matter what everybody else is saying.
Go help them, and then tell them to enroll their kids in HBCUs. That's my selfish thing.
Right.
I love it.
So, but no, for real, in all seriousness, I really need you. Yeah, Google, find this out, because Bianca said check USA Today. But yeah, you're sitting on a gold mine of financially as well as being of service. So please go out and do that. Go do that.
Okay.
All right, my people. I'm going to count it down. Keisha, thank you for letting me come play. I love you.
Thank you. This was insanely juicy. You guys, I'm not just here. I'm taking the class. I'm doing the things too. I love it. TJ was super yummy. Thank you so much.
All right, so I'm in TV, so I always count down. So if you got something quick you need to put in the chat to me that I need to know, or you want a quick question, I'll try to get it in as I count down from 10, 9, 8. Y'all are such a beautiful group. I love always coming to play with you. 7.
We should have you more.
6.
I appreciate your time, T.
Oh, I'm going to put in the chat my email my assistant's email address. So if some of you have questions, shoot an email.
I just gave you my email.
Okay, Raquel, don't trust me, okay? I know my limitations. Don't trust me. There's my email. Email them because I can't be trusted with logistics. Just know, I'm just going to be honest with you. And if anybody here who knows that they want to come rock with me on the BMMT level, I'm putting Reneka's email address in there. Reneka, she couldn't be here tonight, but Reneka tell you she ain't doing sales conversations. When you get her, it's a matter of what does this look like working with T. She ain't gonna try to convince you. She ain't gonna try to sell. So only email her if you already know you want to rock with me on that level, because she doesn't play when it comes to protecting my time. With that. So if you know what I've taught, or you want to be one of my VIP clients, Reneka at MediaMavericks.tv is the person to talk to get that handle. Where was I? 5, 4, don't forget the 24 hours of the pitch review session bonus tonight. 3, anything last minute, because I'm about to go take a nap. No, I'm going to bed. Take a nap. It's 10:30. 2, 1. Love y'all.
Thank you so much. Bye. Love you more. Thank you. Good seeing you, Dewana, Dr. P.
I hope you guys enjoy. I have a physical product that I want commercial for. Miss T, help with that. Yeah, like, so any product or service, it's not about whether it's physical, digital. If you have a product or service, the product, I've logged into the course that people are going to purchase. The product literally allows you, the course teaches you how to take anything, find your angle, and get it onto media. So the product is not about it being physical. You've seen physical products on television of all sorts, big media channels and small and local. So what you want to look at is, who is this for? What's the angle? And then you develop your pitch throughout the program, and then you start pitching. And so, that would be a yes. That would be a yes. That would be a yes. And I've logged into the product. I know what you guys will get if you choose to join. Just reach out if you have any questions that help you choose yes or no. Tej is like currently in Hollywood. So I love that it's fresh information. I love that media at like TV, they're standard. It's pretty standard. You know what I mean? So like, you know how Facebook can change their algorithm tomorrow and then boom, everything like is all thrown off. Whereas media is just consistent. And so she's giving us what TV producers want to know. And the link is in the description. The link is, I was like, who is behind me? It's the mannequin head. The link is in the description of this YouTube video if you're watching the replay. And I love you guys. Peace out. Thank you for hanging out. I pray that you learned something. I pray that you're inspired to take action. And I will see you soon.